3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up with y'all? How you doing? How you feeling? And how is your mind? Baby dolls, baby cakes, and to my fellas, my men out there. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's up? Alright, y'all. So, I did tell y'all that we was going to have a sit-down talk video, whatever, about the last video, about environments and all this other stuff. Come on, lady. Go ahead, child. I can't go. You got the biggest truck. And of course, you know, as y'all see, I did a little editing into this video, but y'all know I'm gonna keep it real transparent with you guys and all the things that we talk about. And you know, we like to keep it real here, or whatever. I'm not sure what video is gonna be up first, but for my ladies, y'all, I have just a single like girl talk video, whatever, like just little things, little tips, it's just a little quick conversation. But if y'all want more, if y'all need more, your girl got you. So, as y'all can tell, I'm filming off my famous tripod in the car because I ain't like that other view the other day. That shit was all about shit and stuff. But anyway, yo, we gotta talk about this, right? Because I need to be putting my sunglasses on because it's very sunny outside. We need to be talking about this. Who is your navigation system? Who is your GPS locator? Okay, when you lost, when you confused, when you are ready to give up, when all types of stuff is going on, chaotic and things like that. Also, like, who's in your environment, who's in your circle, who's in, like, all of that stuff, right? If we're gonna go step by step with this, because this is very important, y'all. It's very important talk that we have to have, because a lot of us get so confused about what's going on that we tend to start settling for anything. You know, we use our friends that have no idea where we're going to direct us. We're looking for confirmations and people that have no real good intentions on being positive asset in our lives. You know what I'm saying? We settle for toxic recycles and cycles over and over again in our lives because we don't believe that the environment that God is calling us to and calling us from is possible, because this is all we've seen and all we know in our lives, right? We have to get to the point when God says childlike faith. Childlike faith is when you're young and before anything can happen to you to discourage you, to have you thinking, oh, I can't do this. You know, God, you know, God, I don't know. Like, I ain't see this in my family, you know, all my friends are like this and things like that. You have to have so much faith, like a child, to be able to know that God is going to do what he said he was going to do. A lot of us think that God, well, basically, it's us doing all the work. That God not going to be doing all the work. God is using you as a tool. He's using you as a vessel. He needs to show people what he can do, so he's going to use you. And you have to be a willing participant. You get what I'm saying? You have to say, you know what? I know I'm not worthy of this, because I'm going to be honest, a lot of us might feel like we're worthy, and a lot of us might feel like we're not worthy. There's some of us that have so much pride and ego, we feel like we entitled to the ends of the world. Let me tell you something. The reason why you're not really entitled to the ends of the world is because you're not really a child of God. Actually, what you mean? We all come from God. We all are children of God. No, we not. No, we not. It's for the ones that believe and the ones that don't believe. Children of God, of Christ, the Father, the Son, follow and give. We are disciplined in the Holy Spirit, with the Holy Spirit, are willing to listen to what God has said and called us to do, are willing to listen to the rules and regulations and not just act off of our flesh and give into those fleshly desires and those temptations, okay, that are not rude and nasty. You can go to church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but every time you get out of that church, you are trying to figure out, oh God, they trying to test me. They can't do me like that. No, I'm about to show them this. No, that's not what God called you to do, honey. He didn't say all that. He don't need you to do all of that. He's the provider. He's the Alpha, the Omega. He got you. He don't need you to do all of that. He don't need you to fight his battles or anything like that. I remember I used to think that. I used to be like, yo. Hold on, y'all, because they getting off the bus and stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, I used to think like, I used to get very defensive, like when people would talk about God and not want to follow his word or worship and stuff like that. God was like, stop worrying about all of them. I got this. I don't need you to fight my battles. I need you to work on you. You feel me? And I had to really come to terms with that. I had to realize, like, people have this gift of getting to decide, choose, make decisions. That's not my job to convince them. Okay? My job is not to convince them. My job is to be a disciple and a witness of God's and what he could do, to be the testimony. So go ahead and speak what God has brought me through. And it can encourage and inspire somebody else's renewal. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us want control. We ain't got that. Also, when I say children of God, there are people out there that are sit up there and quote all the scriptures out the Bible and still not be a child of God. The devil knows the Bible, and he uses it to those who know it, and he'll go ahead and be like, oh yeah, he's so manipulative, conniving. Oh yeah, but in verse whatever, he'll sit up there and use that and have you in a crazy toxic relationship. It could be platonic or non-platonic, whatever it is. He can have you sitting up here doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing because he's manipulative and he knows the word. Okay? You have to understand that there are people like that too as well. They know the word. They can go ahead and quote scriptures like it's nobody's business, but it does not mean that they're a child of God. Their fruit is a testimony of what a child of God is. When you get so pride and egotistical, thinking you know everything and think you got the answers and who you are, people that cut people off, and when I say cut people off, I'm not talking about in a conversation. I'm talking about cutting them off like, oh, you know what? I'm not about to do this because I'm y'all remember I told y'all when I'm talking to y'all, I'm really talking to the inner person of me because that's who I was. I'd be like sitting there taking note after note, like, okay, this person did this person did that. About a third strike, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Like we playing baseball. And God was like, no, see, I need you to be a loving person. I need you to be a forgiving person. Now, what I'm saying is, you telling them all your business, that's none of their business. You ain't supposed to be that open with them. Not like that. That's me. That's for me. Because I know what you're going through. I've seen it. I'm walking with you. But for you to sit there and just put so much authority on one person, God is like, no. What you are supposed to be doing is being a partnership and stewardship and those things. And being in community. So like when somebody is going through stuff, you don't tell them off your emotions what you think that they should do. And that's why I titled the last video, Emotions Are Logical, because we're gonna get into that. This is a part of the GPS navigation system, okay? Is God your GPS locator? Is he your navigator who is directing your footsteps? Because we think our emotions are logical and they're not. They don't make any sense. But they make sense to you because that's what you want to do. You want to find an excuse of why you want to do something. Oh, you know what? I can't even talk to this person no more because when I called them, they ain't answer the phone. And every time I need them, they not answer the phone. Well, why don't you get on your knees and pray to God? Because God is sending people. He'll tell you who to call. He'll actually have the person call you. No, you putting too much pressure on men. She got her own stuff that she going through. He got his own stuff that he going through. Life is happening to all of us. And it's not for somebody to be sitting there waiting for you by the phone. But now what you should be doing is, when I say should, I know what I mean. What you could be doing. I don't want to tell people how to run their lives, but that's how it come off. What we could be doing is getting on our knees and praying and having those conversations with God and venting to him and let him know, like, so God is our friend. I know a lot of us have grown up in churches where they make it seem like God is like, and you should not do this and I will destroy you. Those are for different measures and different times and different people, okay? We talking about the wicked, the ones that have that in their heart, that have the killing, the murderers, the rapists, and all this other stuff. If you do not repent, what do you think happens? But God is Jesus. He came to show us what love was supposed to look like, right? He didn't care if you was a prostitute. He didn't care if you was a gigolo. He didn't care about none of that. He wanted you to be able to come back home to your father's house and let him know, hey, look, I thought I knew everything. I thought this is how life was supposed to look like, but it's not. It's not. I don't know what did you call me to do? What is my purpose here on earth? Because a lot of times when we don't know our purpose, that's when we get to the point where we want to give up and we want to quit. We want to commit suicide and all this other stuff because I can't see the purpose that you call me. God, I don't know. Where am I? Where am I going? What's my next steps? And a lot of times God can't give us so many steps, okay? Because it's gonna confuse us. We're gonna get overwhelmed. Then we're gonna start telling him, God, I don't think I could do that. Hold up. You want me to go here, here, and here? No. You got the wrong person. I think you need to go. God already knew who you are. He already knew what you did. He already knew what he called you to do. So how can you tell God, oh, that ain't for me? Let him transform you. Let him renew you. And like I was saying, emotion versus logic. Like, logic, okay, let me give you an instance. When you're upset and you aggravated, right? And you got one person that's really telling you, yeah, I understand that you feel that way, but you was wrong. 9 times out of 10, you don't want to hear that. You do not want to hear that. You be wanting them to tell you that you're right. And then that's why you get into circles with people who are just like you, immature. And they want to do this. And they want to do that. And you down with it. And now you lost. But who you going to call on? Who's your navigation system? Who's going to direct your footsteps? Who's going to get you back on the path that you're supposed to be going? What happens when that detour happens? Because it happens. Like, it happens to all of us. We be thinking, all right, I got the house. I got the car. I got the husband. I got the wife. I got the kids. Detour, my kid is sick. Detour, my wife is not listening to me. Detour, it never looks like how we thought it was going to look. There's things that are going to happen to not only grow you and mature you, but they're going to happen because you're in partnership with other people. So they're going to be deciding and choosing to do things that might not best fit the situation. And you, because you're in partnership, because you're a loving husband, a loving wife, a great father, a great mother, a great daughter, a great son, a great brother, a great sister, because you are in those instances, it's going to be tied to you. It is. It's going to be tied to you. And you can't make the decision for other people, but you can influence who they should go to. Hey, look, Charlene, and I know it's Charlene, so Charlene, baby, if you're watching this, that you just came to mind. God just whispered your name. Charlene, look, I know you got some trouble. I know you got a lot of things going on. I know you confused right now. I know you lost. I know you're not feeling it right now. I know you want to give up. I know you feeling too overwhelmed. I know you second guessing the decision that you made. But the only thing I could do is tell you to talk to God and to pray. Because I tell people all the time, prayer changes everything. Prayer changes your heart posture. Prayer changes your mindset. Prayer then changes the situation. Because when your heart and your mind is renewed and transformed and is not focused on the negative, but is in faith with the positive, with the knowing God got me, then everything starts to change. Everything starts to change. But like I said, when you in partnership with the wrong people that was in a different season, that they're not supposed to be going in this season. They was in the season when you was wilding out, you was going to the club, you was drinking, you was smoking, you was doing all that. Y'all was whoop-de-whooping. Y'all was good. But now in this season, in this current season, they're not supposed to go with you. That's why you feeling all crazy when you get by yourself. That's why when you go ahead and you in that relationship or you in that situationship and y'all doing the do, when he gets up or when she gets up, you feel unfulfilled. You feel disgusted. You feel like you did something wrong because that's not for you no more, baby. God called you out of it. God is calling you out of it. Emotion versus logical. We got a lot of people on this earth, including us, that think we know it. Think that we have the answers. We say we don't, but we act like we do. I'm not saying you're supposed to go ahead and just act all naive and, oh, well, I need somebody to direct me, because that season has gone to pass. That season was when we was younger. That was it. And if I'm talking to anybody that's in their teenage years, that season is then. But when you get to a part when you get older, when you start to mature and you start to have more responsibilities and you start to realize that these ways that I've done in the past don't fit me now, that it's weighing on me, it's too much, it's too confusing, I'm lost, then you want to change your environment. Changing your environment means that you have to not change. I'm not talking about your house location. Maybe God is. I don't know. Take that back to God. But your environment, meaning what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're reading, and the people around you. Because if we're in a season where we're still very influenced by what goes around us, and we can't even, say, those group of people doing that, I don't like that. It's like I always say when they say, well, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you? And it's like we jump off of bridges all the time because we want to follow the trend. Oh, I see her wearing this. God was like, you can't wear that. That's too provocative. That's not what the husband that I'm preparing you for is not going to appreciate that, and it's not going to be tasteful to him. But you still want to do it because everybody else doing it. I called you out of this relationship. I broke the relationship for a reason, because that's not who I called you to be. You said you trusted in me and you walking with me, but I told you to leave that relationship, and you still in this relationship, and it's you trying to make it work without me. I'm the head. The only way this relationship is going to work is if you invite me into it. I called you out that relationship, and now what you want to do? You still want to go back? Now, all right, you're not going back, but you still dating. I told you wasn't ready to date. You still hurt. You still feel like every female is going to cheat on you because you hurt. Because that's what your last girlfriend did. You still feel like you can't trust a female because your mom wasn't there. I have to heal you from that. So when I say your GPS, your navigation system, emotion versus logical, a lot of times we are going off our emotions, and our emotions can last from days, months, years. You could be hurt and say you're not hurt, but every time you talk about that situation, you get frustrated, you get aggravated, you tense up, you want to cry, you get mad, you don't even want to talk about it, you dismiss it, you tell everybody, oh, I'm good, I don't want to talk about that. And you can't talk through it without it having an emotion to impact you. Meaning, I know this happened to me. And that's okay. It happened, but it ain't me. Then you're not healed from it, baby. You're not. If every time somebody turn their phone off, you think that they cheating, you ain't healed. If every time she or he walk out that door and you think that they out there in a different relationship or dealing with somebody, you ain't healed. Emotion versus logical. I'm gonna give you an example, right? And I guess because this has been, it was a recent thing. So about a year ago, right, I went on vacation, right? And when I came back, it was funny because coworkers said, oh, you kind of acting a little different. I was so aggravated and frustrated with the environment that I was in, right? I did not want to work. And it could have also been two playing a part, is because I felt like I had outgrown that season. I shouldn't have to be in that season. Two, I thought it was supposed to look how I wanted it to look and not the way that God had intended it to look. Three, I was allowing others' negativity to weigh on me and make me not want to, be happy about where I was at. In the 12 months, because like I said, it was a year ago, in those 12 months, I prayed to God, because what happens is when you are a child of God, and I'm gonna break down a child of God in another video because this is a little bit too long. When you are a child of God, you tend to get, I don't know what word to use, because I don't want to say it's condemned, because it's not condemned, but it's like a snap, alert go off, right? And you'll hear God, right? Because you could be upset, you could be aggravated, you could be frustrated, and then you can hear God say, so why are you mad? But why are you mad? Why are you upset? And you like, because in your head, you like, I know why I'm mad, why I'm upset. Like, why am I even asking myself that? No, that's God asking you. He knows why you're upset. He knows why you're mad, but he wants you to say it out loud or say it to yourself so you'll know it sounds stupid. Because a lot of times, yeah, I know I love to use the word stupid, but a lot of times it is stupid. It's stupid. It's very childish, because people will never be what we want them or what it looks like. And that's a very emotional thought process. But the logical part is being able to accept all the environments, all the people for what they are, but being who you were called to be in those environments. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm confused and I'm very influenced by, I'm easily influenced, was what I meant to say. If I'm easily influenced and I'm confused, I don't know who my purpose is, I'm insecure, I don't find myself attractive, I'm not happy by myself a lot of times. If I go in a house and I'm by myself, I got 1,001 negative thoughts going on. If all of that is going on, that is going to influence how you look at things. And that's where I was at in my life. I wanted it to look like how I wanted to look like. I wanted people to be who I wanted them to be. And in that instance, God was like, you're not even who you wanted to be. And that's why you treating those people the way you treating them. And I was like, wow. He was like, so who you think you're supposed to be? Who I'm thinking I'm supposed to be? Well, God was supposed to have, and everything that I said was material. Oh, I should be in school. I should have finished these classes. I should have this by now. I should have that. Everything was material. God said, but what about your spirit? What about your heart posture? Do you not see that's what I'm trying to work on? He said, you think when you get to the kingdom of heaven, you think I'm going to be worried about if you finish college or not? You think I'm going to be worried about if all your bills was paid on time the whole time you was on earth? Do you think I'm going to be worried about? And I was like, whoa, that was my wake up call, y'all. I was like, what am I worried about? I'm worried about stuff that man makes us worry about, right? But I'm not worried. All these people can have all of this. They can have their degree. They can have the biggest house. They can have the car. They can have all this other stuff. But how is their heart? And are they going to the kingdom? We worried about the wrong things. And that's a child of God. Child of God is trying to get to a kingdom. So a child of God is worried about, okay, how am I going to be the vessel that God wants me to be to help his people come back to his kingdom? That's what your goal is as a child of God. When you're not a child of God, you're still worried about how people take you and how they look at you and what you have and what you don't have and what the stocks is going on and all of this other stuff that God don't worry. He's not worried about. He ain't worried about that. He's not. So I ask you, who is your GPS? Do you know where you're going? You might have the address that's in the GPS, but that might be the wrong location. Maybe you ain't supposed to go there. Maybe something bad is going to happen when you get there. And maybe God is trying to keep you from going there. You know what I'm saying? And when I say location, I could be that relationship that you crying over, or that you praying for, or that you thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be positive. Let me see what he talking about, what she talking about. And God was like, I ain't never tell you to be in that relationship. No, no, she not the one. No, she's not. Yeah. I can see what's in her heart. She's not the one. Yeah, you already been through there. That's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna be going back. Okay, well, if you want to go back, I'm here. I'm here whenever you're ready. And that's why I say God is a friend. Jesus was everywhere. Why? To let you know, like, hey, look, he's not worried about that. He ain't worried about none of that. If you surrender and you repent and you turn to God and allow him to have you, that's all he worried about. Because once that happens, the change, transformation, and don't get me wrong, it depends on what you holding on to. It could be very heartbreaking because there's things off of you that's tearing off of you that had no business being there. Or it can be something where you're just okay with God doing his thing because you know who he is and you confident into that. But as time goes on, see, in the beginning, because you got baby faith, you got childlike faith, kids get scared when it, okay, well, I thought I was going to be able to be a police officer. And they think that they 6 years old. They think they supposed to be a police officer as soon as 18 comes. Then as time goes on, things discourage them. They get there. They might fail the police officer test that first time. Now, if you know for sure that's your purpose to be a police officer, you're going to try it 1,001 times. If that's something that you want to do, you're going to keep going after it. But if that's not something you know for sure that you want to do, and that was just a vision, a thought, a dream, and you haven't seen anything that's close to it come past, then you're going to be discouraged. And then you're going to give up maybe the first or the second try. But childlike faith is having faith enough to be like, I can do anything. But as time goes on and things happen, we get discouraged. And we get confused. And we think that God, whatever he promised us, and we saw a dream, we knew for sure, hey, look, I know this is God. But now it's 5 years and you like, God, where's that? You know what I'm saying? It takes time and it takes patience. And you got to keep remembering in those 5 years, who is navigating you? Who is directing your footsteps? Who is correcting you? Who's going to help you with that detour? You thought you was going to go down that road and that road said road closed. It said lane closed. It It said, hold up, wait a minute. Go ahead and be able to surrender to God and his will and his ways and things like that. Like, we can't be so focused on what we think everything should look like. We cannot go off our emotions. You have to take time out and say, hey, look. And it's okay for you to have emotions. I'm not telling you, like, you can't be upset, you can't be angry, you can't be, mad or whatever like that. But I tell you all the time, you can rest there, but you can't live there. You can go ahead and be filled with these emotions, but God says, do not let those emotions overcome you. Don't allow them to deter you to the point where you're making the silliest decisions. You know what I'm saying? And now I said that I was going to decide every single day that I was going to try to stay positive. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going to be things, you still going to get aggravated. You still going to get annoyed. You still going to get frustrated. Those are human emotions, okay? When we dealing with people. Because we still think that we're right. That's what it really stems down to sometimes. We think we're right. We think we know everything. You got people who don't believe in God because they feel like they know everything. Oh, God. You want God to sit up here, come down, be a giant, and walk around among us. You know what I'm saying? You want something that you can see. But the funny part about it is, people that even seen Jesus and seen all the stuff that he did still second guessed him. Still didn't know. So even if God was among us right now, in human form, you wouldn't know because you don't have that faith. You don't have the childlike faith. You don't believe that it's possible. Oh, but what if, okay, if I do that, but what if what? Why are we even holding on to that? Because what is the worst that's going to happen? You got people that lose their houses, all that stuff. Maybe they lost all that stuff in the time and the instance because it was way too more valuable than the relationship that they had with God. There are reasons for things that's happening. You can't compare somebody else. You can't keep looking over here, looking at this lane, seeing that it's moving and wanting to get over there. And then when you get over there, it stops moving. Be content and happy in your lane. Because what you think is moving and what's fast, remember, you're on the outside looking in. You think everything is great and amazing over there and it's at fast pace. And then when you get over there, you say, oh, wow, I was better in my own lane. I was better in that lane over there. Yeah. Because we also have the spirit of greed in us, too. That's in your heart. Oh, nah, Ash, I don't be wanting much. I just want a little something. Okay, take it to God. See if it's greedy or not. See if it's greedy or not. See if that's the bright things that you're supposed to be wanting. Y'all, get ready to wrap this up because this video is be type long. But like I said, y'all wanted long videos. So I'm coming up with a date for everything to like drop because it's gonna be different stuff. And I'm not gonna tell y'all just gonna be seeing that because I'm trying to get consistent. You feel me? Like things always, you say things and then they don't happen. So I told y'all in seasons I've learned to just keep a lot of things. It's okay. Everybody don't need to know what God has planned for you. It's all right. When it happens, then, because a lot of times when you tell people what God is going to do, they can't see what you see. So they can't believe it how you believe it, right? On top of that, there's spirits attached to us. We got jealousy, we got envy, we got stuff. And a lot of people will say, oh, I'm not like that. But those are the ones that you got to worry about because they're probably like that. If they say that they're not like that, they probably are. And come on, y'all, get over. They might not, they might. Well, I was about to say they might not intentionally wish bad, but some people will. And y'all, I don't get too much on the demonic spiritual holds. A lot of other people do that. There's a fact, I do believe in them. I also have encountered some, but the most part, the reason why I focus on us as being humans is because it's our heart posture. Like the demonic things and spiritual holds and all this other stuff, they can't prosper when you know the name of Jesus, when you believe in Jesus, when you have when you know and you believe, okay, he is who he said he is. You declare it, you know his name. They have to bow. You get what I'm saying? So once you get to know who Jesus is and you start walking with him, all that other stuff is not necessary. Yes, we know for the ones that believe in and is watching this, yes, this world will end, but a new world will begin, okay? And right now, our job is to focus on what we can do now. Sometimes we be so focused on the future and what's to come and all this other stuff, and that's how you got anxiety. And then you so focused on it, then you're depressed and all this other stuff. So it's like, just be content in this instance right now. Be focused in this instance right now of who you can become with being a child of God. Don't worry about all this other stuff. But like I said, you just have to be very careful of what you say. And a lot of times we want to brag about what God is about to do. You brag when he do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't brag on yourself, you brag on him. A lot of us want to brag, oh, I did this and no, you ain't, child, you ain't do that by yourself. You had a lot of help. And you just gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, just keep stuff to yourself, because it's more exciting, I've realized, when I keep my stuff to myself. And then on top of that, them spiritual strongholds and all that demonic stuff and things like that, see, the enemy can only move when he knows your plans. But when he doesn't know your plans, he can't move. Just say it. But y'all, I love y'all. I hope y'all got something out of it. I really want to go into like details about emotion versus logical, but it's all under who's your navigation system, because at the end of the day, it's just too much going on. We allow too many people to have a say on our lives. You know what I'm saying? Not even your parents. When you get to a certain age, guys, even your parents don't always speak from a logical sense. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to have a relationship with God to understand what is logical, what is emotional, because you're gonna think your emotions are logical, and they're not. That's false. But y'all, I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all have a wonderful, amazing day. Don't allow nobody to take your joy, because they ain't give it to you. Don't allow nobody to distract you. Don't allow nobody to make you feel like you're not worthy. Don't put all of that in man, okay? Don't do all of that. I think it's so busy. All right, y'all. I'm at my destination, so I'll get back at you. Bye.